Hey, what's up guys? My name is Joey Thomas, entrepreneur and small business educator here with 17 Hats. Now today's question may really help out your business. The question is, do I need a CRM for my business? Now I get this a lot. I get asked quite a bit in my groups and in conversations that I have if a CRM is really important or if there are other ways to really run your business. So let's dive into that a little bit today and maybe we can help you make that decision. Now, what is a CRM and what do the letters CRM actually stand for? So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Now, that's great. What does that actually mean? Okay. So customer relationship management is a platform or a system or a piece of software that you can use to manage all of your company's interactions, relationships, documents, processes, sales, and much, much more. You can use it to automate your different processes. You can use it to store quite a bit of client data. And you can use it as a reminder list for your calendar. You can also use it to schedule and to book clients for meetings. There's quite a bit you can do depending on the CRM that you might be interested in or using. Okay, so the main thing that we're trying to do with the CRM is control what sometimes feels like chaos. And you know it. If you have just started running your business, or if you're in the first few years of your business, you might know it better than most, that it can be really difficult or challenging, but it doesn't have to be. There are solutions out there that's going to help you put it all together in a nice package and help you manage it and streamline it to make it all a little easier and ultimately control the chaos, right? So let's figure out today if this is something that we're going to need. So I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why you may need a CRM today. All right. So number 1, you are using spreadsheets and sticky notes to keep track of everything. Now, guys, if I were to show you a picture of my desk before I started using CRMs, you'd be very familiar with it. Some of you do this exactly. I had sticky notes everywhere. I had 3 different monitors and there were sticky notes all around the monitors. On top of that, I had a whiteboard to my left. I had spreadsheets that were a mile long. Now, I was really proud of those spreadsheets. They were color-coded. You know, I had different people tagged and we were collaborating on those spreadsheets, but ultimately, guys, it is so easy to lose track of, and there's a lot of human error, right? Because if I'm asking assistants or office managers or studio managers or whatever it might be to help with getting through those spreadsheets, to remind me of these different things, I mean, sticky notes, I could color code them all I want, but eventually, like I used the word before, it feels a little chaotic, right? So if you're using spreadsheets and sticky notes to keep track of everything today, it might be time for a CRM. Okay, number 2, you are tired of dragging a notebook and event planner everywhere you go. Now, I've seen you. You have that special event planning notebook or planner that you write everything down in. I know it feels good because I love to write things down because I do believe that when we write things down, it crystallizes our thoughts. And so I'm not saying do not own one of those planners, right? But it can be a little cumbersome if you're at a networking event, or if you're just out, let's say at a conference and you're networking, or if you're just out with your clients and you need to pull up some details, it's really hard to have your file folder with their contract information with you at all times, right? Or the big spiral planner that you might carry all the time. It can be really difficult to keep track of. 1, it's not searchable. So if you needed to go back and look for things, you can't really find it by keyword or by a tag, right? Now, I have seen some of you put special stickers in your planner that might help you see things quickly. Now, that's fun and it's cute, but it's not always gonna do the job, especially as your business grows. So if you're tired of dragging around a notebook everywhere you go and a planner everywhere you go, it might be time to jump on to a CRM. Okay, number 3. It is getting harder to keep up and remember project and event details. And I don't know about you, but for me, When you're working with client after client after client after client, for me, all of the details start just blending together. Places that you have to meet your clients, where certain events are, what services that you might be providing them. You know, when a client gets on a phone with me and they just start talking to me as if I all of a sudden just remember everything about them. And you know, I am so lucky to have a program like 17 Hats where I can open up an app, type in their name really quick, and all of their project details are right at my fingertips. That to me is a lifesaver, because even if a client calls me out of the blue, even if I get a text message and I am at a different location, I can very quickly pull up my app and find all the details that I need to find. So for me, it's a lifesaver because I knew that it was getting harder and harder to keep up with these project and event details. If that's you, you might need a CRM. All right, number 4. You find yourself saying, if I only could do blank. Now for me, if I could only duplicate myself, if I could clone myself, if I could automate this email that needs to go out every single time that a lead comes through, my goodness, how easy would that be? And honestly, I am doing that today with the CRM platform that I use, which is 17 Hats. I'm doing that. I'm automating. I do feel like it's a clone of myself because I've set it up to automate these workflows in a way that I would do it and not in a way that somebody else would do it. And because there is no human error, there is no one I need to remind over and over again, it's going to be really consistent. So if you find yourself saying, man, if I could only do this or that, just look into a CRM. It might be your solution today. Okay, number 5, if you are having trouble finding and keeping track of client communications, how many of you are getting emails, text messages, phone calls, and social media messages all from the same client? I have been there, I've done that, and it is incredibly difficult to try to keep track of all of that communication in one place. There is no way I can look up details, and as much as I try to keep emailing one client details, they might be on social media all the time, and so they're getting back to me in that way. Now, one of the ways that I, at least with email, I know that I can keep track of my communications in one place. I also know that it gives me a place to write some notes of my communications. Like if I get on a phone call with a client, I can open up my CRM and I can actually log the phone call and write the notes, and I can say, we talked about this on the phone call. Same thing when it comes to social media messages that I get in. I can actually take those messages and I can copy it over into my project notes under the client's documents. Because I have a place to put everything, I can access all of this communication in one place. Now, also, all of my emails go through the platform as well. And the only emails that I'm going to get in that platform are my client emails, and it's not cluttered with spam and all kinds of other things in my regular email client. And so it gives me a great spot to just consolidate all of the information. Now, with all that said, it is a good idea to talk to your client and ask them to use 1 or 2 forms of communication, that if we need to talk details, schedules, logistics, anything that we need to look back on, it's better to use email. But if we need to just touch base really quick to ask a question, a phone call or a text is okay. It's less likely I'll need to go back to those messages. So just as a piece of advice, it's good to set those expectations and talk to your clients ahead of time. All right, let's get to number 6. Number 6, you are incredibly busy, right? And lagging behind on tasks. Now, this should be many of us right now. If you're the superhero and you are on top of it and always ahead, kudos to you and congratulations. But I know for me, I have a family, I have 2 kids, right? It can be really difficult to juggle my multiple businesses and remember all the tasks that I need to do. So in my platform in 17 Hats, I set up to-do lists and reminders that are integrated into the workflows so that it reminds me at the right time every single time. So if a lead goes out and a questionnaire goes out and it gets completed, I can have a task that comes up that says, give a call to this client. I love that reminder. So it's important for me that, because I know that I get incredibly busy, to write those tasks into my CRM. So number 7, you have too many client details to keep track of. Now, I know that if I wanted to look up client's birthday to send them a card, if I wanted to look up their address, if I wanted to look up who referred them, typically I would have that on a separate spreadsheet or in a different type of a database and not with the invoices. But what if I need to look that up as well as have access to their documents, or set up something to go out for their birthday after looking up their date, and I can set up an email to go out and wish them a happy birthday? Well, I can do that all within my CRM. Now, the great thing about having a CRM is all of those client details, who referred them, their address, phone numbers, social media handles, everything that you could want for a client is in there. And you can even specify tags. I know I can in 17 Hats. I can specify special tags in there, like where did I meet them? Or was it at a conference? Was it a networking event? Was it a trade show? Was it through email, right? Or through a referral? I can just put that in my tags and just search by those tags and it will come up. So there are so many client details that are important that I want to keep track of, and I want that just at my fingertips, and having a CRM will ultimately allow you to do that. So in the end of the day, guys, it's all about client relationship. Having a CRM and having this system to organize all of the chaos is just going to give the client a better experience. And when the client have a better experience, that's a better relationship, and in the end, more satisfaction. Now, you know, when there's a happy client and there's more satisfaction, that it's more likely that they'll keep coming back and referring new clients to you, right? Because it is easy to sell your product or service one time, but it's hard to keep a client for life. And one of the best ways that we can start is to really just systemize all of our processes, streamline everything, and just make it as easy as possible to have a relationship with this client, because we want to make sure that we stay organized. It helps us reduce our stress, and thus we're better for the people that we're trying to serve. So guys, if you had a question today, if you should or should not use a CRM, hopefully I answered that for you. I'm gonna say a resounding yes. If you have any questions about a CRM, about 17 Hats, or anything else regarding this video, use the comments below and just have a conversation with us. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Click like on this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you again soon.